E1 MCLA National Championship here 2018. We are in Salt Lake City. Beautiful backdrop for us as we've switched our fields and our vision of play. But ready for action. It's Michigan State. They have their green uniforms on, and Oregon will come in with their blacks, silver numbers, gold trim. We're underway with the opening face-off here. Oregon with a chance at it. Loose ball pushed to this near side. The Ducks are going to try and be the first ones there. They are. And they'll end up just going back to their own keeper here and trying to break out that way. Sam Snyder, the starting goalie for the Oregon Ducks. On the other side of the ball, it looks as though that is Kevin Boland, who is in net for Michigan State. Spartans are able to get a quick turnover, and they will have their first offensive set here of the afternoon. Scoreless in the first minute of play.
Yeah, nice job by the Ducks there on the face-off. They were able to get the ball, get it back to their goaltender. Just a little bit of an overthrow on the pass. Gives the ball back to the Spartans to start it off.
And so, just like that, working the perimeter. It looks as though they're going to go with a 2-3-1 set right now and trying to make a run. Here's an opportunity. Nice little pull-up. Pass to the top of the box. Worked around. Opportunity. Big save. And nice job there. Snyder coming up big in this first minute as the opportunity came from Nick Bowman, and he's one of those guys that we heard is going to need to be keyed in on if you're a Ducks defender.
Yeah, nice look from Snyder here to start a break. They can't capitalize, but that's a very nice job. It's going to be a crease violation on Oregon, but Snyder not only clearing the ball for him, but actually starting a fast break, creating a great opportunity for the Ducks.
And you're going to see a lot more of that in this D1, where you'll have those keepers who will activate quite a bit more than we were seeing in the Division II ball that we were just calling. They just have that much more capability to do so with the armory around them. Here's Michigan State with another offensive set, still scoreless. Again, the Spartans are in their green uniforms, white numbers and trim, and Oregon in black. Worked around near side. It's taken in by Blake Turner. Turner had 15 assists. He's going to be looking to feed the ball around here, as he was a top 3 in that assist category for the Spartans team throughout the regular season of play. Worked into X now, trying to come out front.
Check.
Good stick check there. Osterneck had that opportunity. It's worked all the way towards the midfield line. Great job hustling it down. And Michigan State does take over with Jay Warren chasing that ball down and keeping it alive for the Spartans. And
we talked to Coach Holden before the game about Osterneck, and he actually missed a few games, 5 games for the Michigan State offense. It's a big piece to lose for 5 straight games, but he's back. He's fully healthy. He's ready to go for the MCLA tournament, so you got him back at the right time.
Missed 5 games, still collected 28 goals and 18 assists on the season for the Spartans. Work to the far side, field of play. Spartans still possessing. Early on, here still just about 2.5 minutes elapsed, but a lot of possession time for this team in green. The best chance for either side, I'd say, though, coming on that break.
Yeah.
That was for Oregon.
Yeah, and you'll see Oregon's a team that's going to push it in transition. That's one of their marks. They want to play fast. They want to play quick. So they're going to keep taking those transition opportunities.
You can only sit back so much against this Michigan State squad. However, number 3 for a reason. Great offensive power. Shot and a goal. Just as I started talking about it, Jay Warren says we'll make him sound kind of good for right now. It's a 1-0 lead for Michigan State.
Yeah, and a nice job there for Michigan State of starting the offense in a bit of an invert set. So they pull one of the short sticks behind the cage. They're able to dodge and draw a lot of attention to that invert slide, and that caused an overfill on one side of the field. Michigan State's able to bang that ball around to the backside. There's nobody on him, no slide. So that's perfect offense. That's exactly how you draw it up.
Great effort there. And the face-off man now for Oregon Ducks. It's going to be Con Sumter going against Hunter Steffens, and both are set. Big draw here. We'll see if Oregon can finally get some offensive time.
Steffens has been a big part of their success this year. He's been winning over 60% of his face-offs. A big reason why the Michigan State Spartans come in here is ranked as the number 3 team.
And off that draw, nice job to get it back by Oregon, but the Ducks not able to control. Great hustle on the other side of the ball by Charlie Pissner, and Pissner is able to gain another possession here for this Michigan State squad. Spartans set up attack again.
Yeah, sometimes on faceoffs you see just the number of the player who take the faceoffs, but really it's an entire unit. When you see those numbers reflected, it's reflecting the Michigan State unit. Like there, they lose the faceoff draw, but they actually end up winning the faceoff because they have a strong unit that includes the wings and includes the attack. Anybody who can get that ball. All that matters is that you get the ball, not who wins the draw.
And it's going to be another attack setting up shop here in the offensive end. It's going to be Pissner. He just backtracks now, gives a quick feed off to Bowman near side. Bowman back to Pissner. And Pissner's just going to take his time working up that far side of the box. Turns, fires a quick little feed back to Turner. Turner now hits the man, top of the box, goes near side GLE. Worked into X, and you can see Michigan State right now. They're crisp. The passing is stick to stick, and there's not a whole lot of errant feeds. And that's something I was actually worried about, talking to that coaching staff. Opportunity shot, big
nice
save.
Great job getting low on that save. And a good ground ball by Michigan State to keep possession.
Here's another opportunity coming in. That time it's going to go in. Blake Turner with the goal to make this a 2-0 game, and the Spartans bench is fired up.
Yeah,
with 10:25 left.
Two great plays there from Turner. Not only getting the goal, which is a great face dodge, big body move. It's going to be tough to slow him down, but he actually picked up that ground ball off that shot that was saved by Oregon to create his own opportunity. So it's a nice ground ball. It's a nice goal. That's kind of the mark of this Michigan State team. They're just a hard-nosed, go-to-work team. They get ground balls. They dodge hard. They're tough to stop. They're all big bodies. You look at these guys. They're all pretty thick. It's a tough team to stop.
Number 3 in the D1 ranks. Off the draw, it's going to be won cleanly, but a good stick check immediately coming in from the near side. It was Pauls. Pauls will at least force Michigan State back into their own half of play. However, the Ducks still struggling to pick up their first offensive set, the true offensive set, not just a fast break.
We saw the one fast break, and that was about it for the Oregon offense so far. So they've been kind of on their heels playing defense a lot here. But here's a nice ride from the Ducks that's at least slowing this down. They're going to have to force it to get it in before the time expires.
Flag flies now. And it looks as though we've got an infraction. Heading to take a knee is Cade Bailey. He's one of those leading attackers for Oregon. He's got 37 goals, 15 assists on the year. And it looks as though it's just a slashing 1-minute call against Bailey.
So tough turn of events there if you're the Oregon Ducks. You have a great ride set up. You've got them almost to a failure to advance, almost an entire 30 seconds, and you're going to get the ball back. You finally get Michigan State to throw it away, and you get a penalty. So that's tough.
But something to build on for the Oregon Ducks. They were able to press up. Nice ride there. We'll see if they can kill off the man-up play for Michigan State. Spartans trying to attack. As you can hear, this wind is pretty constant right now. Not looking like it's affecting these guys, though, on either side. Photographer almost got taken out on that far side of the field to play, but good opportunity for tight angle.
He didn't even flinch.
Yeah, didn't even move. I'd be trying to jump out of the way of that thing. That was Osterneck with the chance from a tight angle. He missed it only by a little bit, and we'll have play resuming here in just a minute from that far side. And it looks as though trotting over to take it is Charlie Pissner. No particular rush, still an extra man out there for this Spartan squad. 9:18 to go and ticking down in a 2-0 game. Ball work near side into the pocket of Bowman. Bowman comes to the top of the box far corner. Now a tight angle rip, big save, ball is up and into the pocket there of Sam Snyder. Snyder's had a really good start to this game. It's hard because I've never played goalie. I would never want to play lacrosse goalie of all the sports, but it's definitely something where you feel bad for someone who's already looking at a 2-0 deficit when he's played as well as he has.
Yeah, and the second goal they got came after a fantastic save from him. He can't make the saves, he can't get the ground balls, but that's it's a good sign. If you're Oregon, you're looking to make an upset, it's going to be all about goalie play, face-offs, and taking advantage of your offensive opportunities.
That seems to be a common theme with us here in the press box.
No
Those
question.
are the big things.
It's always the theme when you're going to upset a team. It's always got to be face-offs, and it's always got to be goalie play. And no question, you have to be able to take advantage of some of your opportunities.
Snyder has started strong. We'll see if the Ducks can formulate something offensively. This is their first real go of it. Opportunity to cut through a lane. Great slide out there defensively by Patrick Donovan, who got in just to support as his man had kind of lost his footing. Opportunity from the far side. Ripped just wide. Good chance, though, coming from the stick of Dylan Alpha. And early on, finally, we have a opportunity with 7 minutes, well, 7 minutes and change left in this one for the first set of offense here from the Oregon Ducks.
Yeah, that's right. And that was Nick Gilbert is one of the leaders here on offense for the Oregon Ducks. You see him, he's a fantastic dodger, creates opportunities for the Ducks, and there's a turnover before they get a really good chance to get a shot off.
I'm going to see how many more times I can say opportunity in the next 3 minutes.
We'll work it in.
Yeah, definitely. Here are the Spartans now trying to attack, and it's going to be scooped up. Nice ground ball play there from Osterneck. Osterneck now feeds it down low to X, and a good little shoulder fake. Ball eventually worked up to the near side, and Pissner has it there. Gathers, cradles, gives a real quick pass off to Bowman. He's got 28 goals as well. So, I mean, you're looking at a really high-powered Michigan State offense, and I think they're just getting rolling here. 2-0 already, but there's a lot to look forward to. Yeah,
you've got 5 players on this Michigan State offense that average more than 2 points a game. That's a lot of firepower from the Spartans.
Work to the far side. Gathered in there by Blake Turner. Fed near side now to the stick of Jay Warren. Warren tries to make a move. Harassed, but able to get free still with possession. Passing it down to X. Worked out far side GLE now. And up to the top of the box. Nice job here on a 2-2-2 set almost, it looked like. Or perpendicular 3-3, however you want to look at that. And here's a chance at a loose ball. Snyder with another big save on the doorstep there. Able to curtail the opportunity from the Michigan State squad, and it translates into a possession for his team.
Yeah, a good aggressive ride there for Oregon. They see that ground ball, they don't give up. Kind of push it to the end line, and they're able to check the ball away. So sometimes you get those possessions in other ways, even though Michigan State had the ball. Good take.
Good opportunity backed up there by Oregon again from the stick of Dylan Alpha. Seems as though he's going to be an impact player here in this first quarter of play at least. 6:14 left, 2-0 score. Ball work to the top of the field here as Barrett Poe has a go of it, giving himself some space to work with. Also waiting for the substitutions to come onto the field as Hayataka gets the ball immediately. Didn't know where it went, and it'll be a Michigan State ball.
And those are the ones that are tough to swallow as a Ducks fan is Michigan State not pressuring, not really doing anything special to create the turnover, and you give them the ball back. You got to take care of those possessions. Can't give them any free ones.
Now a quick little turnover at the other side. Nice job from the Ducks at least kind of sliding in and helping out as Snyder had his angles down. Now it's going to be worked by the Ducks trying to find offense from the far side of the field. They gain the box. Long stick midi now gets a pass. I guess they did not gain the box, my apologies. And now they do with the feet of Thorin. Thorin gives a quick little feed down that far side. And Bailey will just take this one now, backtrack and give himself some time and space to work with. Bailey now. One-on-one with a defensive player, that's Patrick Donovan.
That's going to be a fun matchup all day. Patrick Donovan is a 3-time All-American, probably going to be a 4-time first-team All-American this year, going against kind of the guy for the Oregon Ducks. Bailey averages 4 points per game.
Ball worked again, and this is Oregon maintaining their possession. Great stick work there, as it's Samuel Robbins who is able to take a great stick check and turn it into a possession for the Spartan squad. He'll take it into the box himself. Nice little run here. Robbins will have it and eventually feeds off to Brett Braun. Braun now on the near side. Waits as there are some substitutions being made on both sides of the ball. Michigan State, though, after that quick start, it started to kind of balance out somewhat. We're seeing what we were thinking we'd see, in that Oregon is playing a strong game here.
Yeah, and kind of the strength of the Michigan State so far has been their settled offense. They had a couple possessions in a row where they pushed it early. Oregon was able to get a save and a quick turnover going back. But when they get into the settled offense, they're pretty good. They've got enough good stick work and enough good dodgers to create holes in the defense here, just by taking a little bit longer possessions, being a little bit more methodic.
We'll see if they can do it again, as they are working on a possession that's already in the realm of about 40-45 seconds here, as they work the perimeter on an open set right now.
We've got about 3:55 left in the first quarter, so we're a better way through the first quarter.
And a 2-0 game. Still,
Nice check.
Spartans are on top. Good work there to get the ball to the ground, but it's scooped up beautifully by Mason Meyer. And Meyer, again, he'll just kind of call for a little bit of calmness inside of that Michigan State side of things offensively. And a long ball is going to be gathered in by Charlie Pissner. Pissner runs through X to the far side, reverses course, spinning, but he kind of ran himself right into that defender once again. Now a shot from a tight angle stopped, and it's going to be rebounded, and it's another opportunity.
It's a low angle for Osterneck. You wish you'd get a step or two higher if you're his coach, but that's a good opportunity. You could see how Michigan State, when they start attacking, they just consistently attack. They don't let up once they're going. Osterneck got that ball, and right away he was redodging, coming up from GLE there.
Not afraid was Brown to get in the way there of letting that ball roll free. He didn't want to even back it up. He wanted another chance at it right away. Now an opportunity for Bowman. Bowman's just going to try and bounce free. He's looking for some movement off the ball. Gets it and passes out to Jay Warren. Warren now down this near side. Finds the stick of Osterneck. You're absolutely correct here, Jordan. Osterneck looks like a monster out there. Just heads up player, and there he goes. Osterneck with the goal. His first of the tournament, and I'm sure it will not be his last. 3-0 score. Michigan State on top as we tick down to 2:42 left in this one.
And if you look at Michigan State's season this year, they lost one game, and it was against Liberty, a team who comes into the national tournament as the number 9 seed. But they actually played that game without Osterneck, and you can look at this Michigan State offense to get an idea of what a big loss that would be. Not only is he's a creator, he's a feeder, he's a big body. That'd be tough to play without him, and now he's back at full strength. This is a good Michigan State offense.
A good offense made only better, as you were alluding to. Big face-off again here coming up, and it's going to be battled for. Now in comes the support of the wings on both sides. Ball is still loose on the ground, fought for, pushed away from the pile, and eventually scooped up by Michigan State. What I love to see is the Spartans are not afraid to go back. It was Genord who ended up sending it to his defensive players. They're not afraid to do what we've seen before and seen to success. Pass back to attack.
Just be patient. Yeah, instead of forcing that ball forward and maybe creating a turnover because the Oregon is pressuring upfield, you're willing to be patient, go back to your goalie, work the clear a little bit. It takes a little bit out of your transition game. Like you may not create as many transition opportunities, but you're going to get consistency. You're going to be able to consistently get that ball to your offense. And this Michigan State team is built on being a great 6-on-6 team. They don't need to score in transition. They can milk the clock and get great opportunities out of 6-on-6. No reason to create turnovers if you don't need to.
We've ticked down to under 2 minutes left in the quarter. 3-0 lead for the Spartans. Spinning away from pressure and then reversing course again is Blake Turner. Turner's trying to open up a lane. He finds a man. Opportunity's not there to shot. And a great effort. What a head fake. And in goes Charlie Pissner, and he tucks one upstairs for an early 4-0 lead. And that is Pissner's first goal as well here of this tournament. What an effort, though.
Yeah, checking in on a couple other games here at the tournament if you're watching us. And it's a little bit of a surprise. You have maybe a UMBC here brewing. Chapman is down 3-0 to number 16, Indiana.
And a timeout has been taken here on the field for the Oregon Ducks. We're going to step away as well and be back with more. This is first round action here from field number 5. This is the MCLA National Championships from Salt Lake City. Beautiful Salt Lake City. You're looking at the Michigan State Spartans right now, up 4-0 against Oregon. A minute and 37 seconds remaining here in this first quarter of play. And a big face-off coming up. Oregon had a chance, hopefully going to reset. Sumter is the face-off man, but he's going up against Steffens, who, as my colleague Jordan Harris alluded to, was really a big part of this Michigan State possessive team game that they love to play. 60%, you said, on the face-off.
Yeah, 64%, so even a little bit higher. But this is, you can just see, this is just textbook Michigan State lacrosse right now. Grind it out in 6-on-6, be great at ground balls. Nothing's going to be super flashy, but they're going to be incredibly tough to beat. What a ground ball from Osterneck.
That was
He's incredibly talented.
Great effort there off the face-off, and you continue to see that you know what you're talking about. That's what I continue to see, at least, because these guys are doing it as a unit on this face-off right now, because Oregon, again, had an opportunity at a loose ball, but it translated to yet another possession for this Michigan State team because they just beat them on the ground balls.
That's right. You can see everybody's involved in it. It's not just the three guys. It's not just the face-off guy. So that's 2 possessions they've been able to gain because their attackmen have outworked the defenders.
62 seconds remaining here in the first stanza. It's going to be another chance. Shot goes just wide off the stick there of Blake Turner. And after a little bit of that middle portion of this quarter kind of seemed to balance out somewhat, Michigan State has once again ramped it up. They've added on 2 more goals in the last 2:42 of this one. Still 40 seconds remaining. It's going to be Nick Bowman who has this one. He just backtracks, giving himself plenty of time and space to work with. He looked at the clock. He sees that he's got half a minute to work with. Fakes one down that far side. Now he's going to try and just beat his man off with speed, and he does so, working up GLE, trying to cut towards the goal. Great continued effort there, though, from the Oregon Ducks in that defensive unit, able to come up with a stop here.
Nice trail check. So you got about 15 seconds here. We'll see if Oregon can recognize the time on the clock and get a little transition opportunity. Not going to have time to settle. They're going to have to go here quickly.
And it comes from the near
side. Looks like a flag down. This is going to be a good thing for Oregon.
Shot, just off the mark there. 2 seconds, then 1 remaining here. We'll have a restart whistle, but really Oregon will be taking this possession. They reset the clock to 2 seconds now, but they'll just hold on to this and bring it into that next.
This is a 1-minute penalty, so Oregon's certainly going to hold on here. They'll start the second quarter man up. And if you're Oregon, this is kind of what you look for. You look for a momentum play, something that can help you get momentum going to the next quarter. And now they're going to be able to start quarter 2 down 4-0, but with the ball. And man, I don't know if I would have thrown that. But they are able to get the ball. They'll start the second quarter with a man up for almost 59 seconds.
So we'll see what happens after 15 minutes of play. 4-0 the score here from Salt Lake City. The Oregon Ducks down in a big way, but headed to the man advantage when we come back for the beginning of quarter number 2 for Jordan Harris. I'm Vlad Chase.
Founded in 2009, Lacrosse Talk Radio has the most live and up-to-date coverage of the fastest sport on 2 feet. Whether you're listening to one of our over 200 live youth, high school, collegiate, or professional game broadcasts, or our regional specialty shows, Lacrosse Talk Radio gives you access and insight to your favorite teams and players. Visit us at lacrossetalkradio.com for our broadcast schedules in the Rocky Mountain, Tri-State, and Mid-Atlantic regions. Lacrosse Talk Radio, the official voice of the MCLA.
Championship tournament in Salt Lake City. Oregon's going to have possession here as we begin quarter number 2. Down 4-0, but they're man up here to begin play. And it's going to be worked around to the top of the box, now near side. Nice job here on the ball movement.
Wonderful
Great fake shot.
Wonderful
goal.
fake.
Cade Bailey showing off why he's such a stud and averaging, as you said, over 4 points a game.
Yeah, Cade Bailey, just a fantastic. You kind of get lulled into this sense of security when you're on a man-down unit. Sometimes you're just expecting that ball when it starts off to rotate maybe once or twice around the outside, and then they get into the play. Cade kind of throws a wrench into that, throws a fake downfield, and steps up, and he's got a great shot. So a good way to start off the quarter. If you're down 4-0, you can't think of a better way to start the quarter than with a goal and a man up.
4-1 now here from field number 6. Are we 6? Are we 5?
We're 5, I think.
We're 5. Field number 5. Great backdrop here for everyone who's watching as Oregon and Michigan State getting a little bit closer now with the Ducks scoring their first of the game. 14:47 left. Clock's just begun to roll once again. Worked up field, bounces around, comes free. And it will be the Spartans who take this one. It looks like that's Genord.
Yeah, nice job by the Spartans of not giving up on that faceoff. So Oregon wins that faceoff clean. They're moving that ball in. They never got any easy passes the entire time, and that's not your ideal pass there.
Looks like they were doing a 10-man ride, and so they were trying to just heave one upfield and create something from it. But Oregon able to find some success with it and earn at least a possession here.
And Oregon's one of a few teams here in the D1 tournament that will run a 10-man ride. You'll see it out of BYU, you'll see it out of CU, you'll see it out of Oregon. These are guys that kind of rely on that as their base ride to create that pressure. It's going to be offside there. Yeah, that's going to be an offside call. So that's going to go back to Michigan State on the offside.
Just like that, Spartans will attack once again. And they waste little time getting in and setting up shop here offensively. Looking for another one. Shot, big save. Nice job. I tell you what, Sam Snyder's having himself a real good start to this game. He's going to shovel past this one out, finding Matt Peter. But he is having a strong start to this one for this Oregon Ducks squad.
And one of the things that Snyder's doing really well, in addition to just making the saves, is on a couple of them, he's been able to make the save and scoop up the ground ball, keep the ball in his stick. That's as good as a turnover if you're the Oregon Ducks on defense.
13:20 left, 4-1 game. Michigan State still on top, but it's Oregon who's going to have the set now. Offensively looking to pull to within 2. Waiting for some substitutions to be made. They find the man that just came off the bench. It's Miller. Miller, another one of those guys who can feed the ball around, and we'll have to key in on him. He's got 13 assists throughout the regular season.
Yeah, he's a shifty player.
Nice job now. Ball worked up to the near side. Cade Bailey has it again.
Good matchup for Bailey. He's on a short stick here. They're probably going to look to slide a little bit quicker to him.
And Bailey shoots. He recognizes it. Tries to capitalize,
and
but
they swap back. They end up getting Donovan back on Bailey there. So that's a good job by Oregon to be able to create the mismatch and then take advantage of it. Michigan State is back to putting their best pull, Donovan, on Bailey there.
Man gets free. Turns. Fires up top. Ball worked around the perimeter very well. Here comes Oregon once again. Back post play. In and out of the pocket, though, of Alpha.
I like what Oregon's doing here on offense. They're actually taking Donovan and trying to put him in a position to be the guy who's going to be sliding, and that's been able to create some space for Bailey to be able to get these mismatches that he likes. So you can see Bailey's on a short stick again here. That started earlier when they forced Donovan to be the slide guy.
And a chance. Bailey stopped by the dome piece. Great work getting up by Kevin Boland. Fearless. Now an opportunity at a low tuck. Not going to go. Through the crease and chased down by Oregon. They'll maintain possession. Really good start here in this second quarter of play. 12:06 remaining. It's a 4-1 game, but the Ducks are showing some signs that they're a team that's not to be taken lightly. Number 14 seed against number 3. Here come the Ducks again. Jump shot, big save, rebound gathered in. Good job again from Kevin Boland, who on the other side of the ball, to give him kudos as well. He's played strong.
Yeah, Boland is a great goalie. That's what makes Michigan State so hard, is you work so hard to get those opportunities against their defense, and then once you get those great opportunities, you got to then try and get it past Boland as well. That's what makes him a tough 3 seed.
Here's Michigan State with another offensive set of their own as they get their attacking middies on. And man's going to get it right off of the bench. Gives it right back then to Blake Turner. Turner's going to take this one, backpedaling, and eventually sending one over to the far side. And Brett Brown. Brown back to Turner near side. Down the side of the box, finding the stick of Jay Warren. Warren's going to continue it into the X position. Nice job there from Charlie Pissner, gathering and going through X, cycling back, and a quick little feed. He'll find Nick Bowman. Bowman is surveying. One-on-one, looks as though the Ducks are going to at least push out in that X slot. Pass comes, beautiful, and behind the back goal, highlight reel.
Braun, what a finish. And that starts with a great matchup for Michigan State, the same way that Oregon had been working to get the short sticks matched up. Bowman ends up with a short stick behind. He's able to dodge, draw some traffic, and Braun with just a highlight reel finish.
A good-looking pass as well, because I'll tell you
placement.
what. It was what I would call a Forsberg-esque play. The man had cut behind the defensive position of X, and just as a goalie had started to turn, that's when he fed Braun on that back post.
That's right, and it was great placement to lead him. He put it right in a spot where he could catch it quickly and release it. He didn't have to move his stick low or high to try and gather it in. Perfect pass leads to just a fantastic goal.
And it's 5-1 just like that. Michigan State wins another face-off as well, and they'll have offense yet again. They'll try to attack up that far side. Bennett Osterneck gives a quick little dish into X. And this is one of those games that you're really going to like if you're a Michigan State squad, because Osterneck will be still pulling guys over. They're going to have to double team and slide over to him. But he's only gotten 1 goal of the 5, and while he's a piece of the offense, Michigan State is humming all around him right now.
You actually love that as a coach. If you show up to a game and your offense is scoring with people who are not necessarily the guys you're scoring all the time, that means you're diverse. And if you ever need to, you can certainly go back to the well with Osterneck to see if he can get some points for you. But why not let him draw the attention and let your other guys have a field day?
And you can see, I mean, he's getting shadowed as he is right in that slot area. Michigan State, again, trying to find some offense here. They'll work from the middle of the field. Great pass down low. Osterneck shoots and scores.
Osterneck he's just so diverse. Like, how do you stop him? He's got a great dodge. He can play inside on the crease. He's a big body. So that one, he just a nice little C cut in front of the net, a good feed inside, and he buries it, no question. And so quick on the release. You can see he's got that nice, quick, easy release that's so hard for a goalie to read. Michigan State is just got a lot of weapons.
And they're firing on all cylinders right now. 6-1 the score. And this coming off a really good start to this quarter by the Oregon Ducks. I mean, they came out and they got the first goal 13 seconds in.
It's hard to come up empty-handed with all those good possessions. You had so much good possession time to come up with no goals, and then for Michigan State to get 2 in a row on their next 2 possessions, that makes it tough.
False start on the offensive side of things. I think it was a winger that jumped, and that's going to be possession for Oregon now with 9:43 to go and ticking down. 6-1 the score. This is 2018 National Championship action. First round of the D1, of Division 1. I was going to go the D1 division, but I suppose that's double negative. It's worked.
Good job
across
by Michigan
the field.
State.
Spartans do pick it up. Nice little stick check there.
Pressuring the ball like crazy on defense to be able to create that turnover.
Here's Osterneck. Shoots, almost puts the hat-trick goal in.
Osterneck is not a type of player you can stop with one guy. So if you expect this, you're going to have to send help to stop him from dodging, because he's too big for any of these Oregon Ducks to just stop single-handedly.
Complete package here in D1 action for the Spartans.
And you see that here as you start to get to the D1 level for the MCLA. You have guys here that have the talent to be playing NCAA Division I lacrosse, and they're out here playing MCLA, and you can kind of see those guys stand out. They're a little bit bigger bodies. They've got stick skills. They can play with both hands. And Osterneck is certainly one of those guys that if he wanted to, he could be playing on a Division I roster somewhere.
Studies at Michigan State. Can't complain about that. Spartans won't. Here's a chance. Shot. Big save from Snyder. Rebound. Hops out and is picked up by an Oregon Duck. They'll give it into Snyder, who then stumbles over the net, recovers his feet. Nice outlet ball there from Snyder, though. Gets across midfield line and is intercepted by a Michigan State player. Works it right down again. Good defensive attacking prowess by the Ducks as they were able to jump on that right away. However, it's a loose ball push, I believe.
And you can see Michigan State's confidence kind of ramping up. They're getting more aggressive as the game moves on here. Their defense is pressing out a little bit more. They're starting to smell a little of that blood in the water on the offensive side, and they're being super aggressive in a place where they weren't passive, but they weren't overly aggressive in the first quarter.
One of those times where you do have at least a little bit of feel-out time.
That's right.
Got to get used to seeing what kind of defensive sets you're going to see. Here's a chance, in and out of the pocket, though, of Nick Bowman, who was the cut man on that, taken by Oregon. And then you just make your adjustments. They decided to ramp it up. They have. Here's a fast break chance, however, for the Ducks.
Good outlet.
Good-looking play. However, Matt Peter is forced to just peel away. And a foot race to a loose ball. Overran by a Spartan player. Stick check has it come free. Players collide, go down, and will have to recover their feet. Ball is worked to that far side, kept in play. Oregon has it. They'll work it into Snyder's possession, and he will just take this himself. Snyder's going to have to engage a little bit. He did early on. They had the best chance in the early portions of first quarter action, and if Snyder can push play a little and get some nice outlet passes, here's a good-looking one, and a goal and a good celly there from Finnegan, who had 23 strikes on the year, but I'd say that was starting really from Snyder's outlet. He had a nice one to Matt Peter, and that just built the whole thing.
That's right. It was a quick, long outlet, so instead of walking that ball up patiently, he makes a longer pass, and that's able to spring the fast break. You kind of saw that hole there, took advantage of it really quick. Michigan State was pressing down on the attack to try and force the issue on the ride, and Oregon's able to get a nice transition goal.
Now a big face-off. Out to take this one again is McCone Sumter. And it looks as though that's Hunter Steffens, just by his body language it is. Steffens now tries to put Sumter off. Good job, though, from the Ducks players. They came in and supported, but it's Michigan State who comes up with it. What a ground ball effort from those wing pairs that are helping out with Steffens on the face-off. Osterneck has it now. He's going to just kind of hold on and slowly work that back to X with a pass because his guys are subbing into the game here. Second quarter action, 6:45 to go. In a 6-2 game, Spartans are on top of the Ducks. Worked around to Osterneck far side. He goes down to GLE, gets it right back on a give-and-go play from the stick of Brett Brown. Actually watches on it. It's worked around the open set once again for this Michigan State Spartan squad, and they will just find it on the near side of the box. Works to the top in the middle of the field here, and Blake Turner will have it. Gives a feed over far side to Bowman, comes back to the near. Bowman has it again from the stick on a give-and-go play from Jay Warren. So Michigan right now, this is what can happen. We've seen it already multiple times where they kind of lull this Oregon team into somewhat of a sleeper defensive unit, and then they'll get some good cuts.
And at this one, they're going to get a shot clock, so they've got 30 seconds to get a shot on cage, and there it is.
No.
Sometimes those shot clocks create and force you to take a shot that maybe you wouldn't otherwise. Something that Oregon coaches have been yelling for throughout that patient offense that you were mentioning.
Here now come the Ducks again. They're not patient. They're looking to attack. An opportunity.
Beautiful.
Shot and goal. What an absolute
beautiful
rip. Cade Bailey.
Yeah, and Cade, nice job of taking his stick, dipping it down low, and then finishing high. Exactly what you said. Oregon's not going to wait to try and get in the 6-on-6. Michigan State's a good 6-on-6 team. Oregon knows their best opportunities are going to come in transition, and they've got 2 in a row at 6-3.
We're going to take a quick timeout as Michigan State is calling for that timeout. We'll step away for a moment. This is 2018 MCLA National Championships, round number 1 here from Field 5 in Salt Lake City.
Founded in 2009, Lacrosse Talk Radio has the most live and up-to-date coverage of the fastest sport on 2 feet. Whether you're listening to one of our over 200 live youth, high school, collegiate, or professional game broadcasts, or our regional specialty shows, Lacrosse Talk Radio gives you access and insight to your favorite teams and players. Visit us at lacrossetalkradio.com for our broadcast schedules in the Rocky Mountain, Tri-State, and Mid-Atlantic regions. Lacrosse Talk Radio, the official voice of the MCLA.
Back with you here from beautiful Salt Lake City in Utah. This is the 2018 MCLA National Championships. I'm Vladen Chase alongside Jordan Harris. It's been a great one so far, my man, and
really
this is a great game in front of us between Michigan State and Oregon.
Yeah, and you can kind of see the reason both teams are where they are. Oregon is a team that has a ton of talent that has been flashing on and off throughout the game. You can see flashes of brilliance at times where their play lags a little bit for a period of time. Michigan State, you can see the consistency. They just feel like the same team over and over. Even when Oregon's scoring, they're not really changing how they're playing, and that consistency is what has made them the number 3 team in the country.
We'll see if that continues here. They did need to take a timeout because the Ducks scored 2 unanswered, including that last one, which was a beauty from Cade Bailey. And they will look to continue pressing. But a good face-off from Michigan State again, and an overran ground ball. And those small things start to add up if you're a Ducks player. Shot and a goal, and it happens just like that.
Lacrosse is all about the little things. It's about the ground ball that happens 10 seconds before the goal. And that was one that Oregon had a clean shot at. Those are the ones that hurt when you go back and watch them on film. You pick up that ground ball, not only do you get possession, but you actually save a goal off the board.
That's the big one, and it's happened a number of times. These are 2 really good teams at face-offs. I mean, Steffens comes in, and you think, with 64% win percentage, that's great. That's in large part because he's got a great unit around him, but the Ducks do as well. It's just been those small mistakes that they need to clean up a little bit.
Yeah, Michigan State's just been a little bit better at those ground balls, and here's one that gets stuck in the back of his stick, so that's going to be a procedure call against Michigan State. That'll go towards Oregon. But Michigan State as a team has been better at face-offs, but I wouldn't necessarily say reflects what's happening at the X.
Absolutely. Possession for the Ducks after that infraction. Worked around to the near side, and they will try and set up offense here. Gilbert had it for a moment, and he'll just dish one off now. So this is what you're talking about. This is a game that it's going to be whose acumen and play to their style will win out, because if it's 6-on-6, it'll be Michigan State because they defensively and offensively probably have the upper hand. But if the Ducks can create turnovers in that transition game, more so than they're doing to this point, we may see a Ducks comeback.
Yeah, that's how the Ducks come back in this game. And you can see right here, they're out in their 10-man ride. Here's a shot that's going to come. It's going to go wide, but they're going to give Michigan State the backup here. That's one way to beat the 10-man ride is you just let it fly and you try and get the backup.
And a quick restart. Here's an opportunity for the Spartans. Low to low. Didn't change the plane. Attack is
a transition.
Curtailed. That was Snyder with a big save. And it's upfield now. A chance with a long stick mini coming up. He's going to go for a pass.
Wow.
Shot. Oh, what an opportunity from Cade Bailey.
Bailey is just, he's so creative with his finishes there. He cut across, nice flash across the middle to open himself up. And then the behind the back finish, or I guess low to low finish there. Didn't quite go, but that's a creative finish.
He's also one of those big-bodied players for this Oregon team, coming in at 6'1" and very nearly 200 pounds for the Ducks. They're going to work this one around the perimeter now. Pass comes into the stick of Dylan Alpha. Alpha's going to give a quick little feed off, and here comes Miller. Nice little shake and bake play. He gets free and dishes off to Gilbert. Gilbert now reverses course, tries to get free of a man, looking to get a head fake and a pass across the crease.
Almost goes in.
Almost did, yeah. It caromed off a few different bodies, but Boland was able to finally reel that one in and make the save. And it's going to be the Spartans who come out once again. Nice outlet feed there from Michigan State. And the man trots off.
Osterneck working real hard to get open there. It's going to create an opportunity.
Wow.
And that's what you want out of your best player. You see the last time that Michigan State faced a 10-man ride, they ended up with that shot to get the backup. This time Osterneck comes flying up from behind the cage to be able to open that up in the clear. And not only does he help the defense clear the ball, but then he is able to get a goal. That's what you want out of your best players.
That was a man against boys kind of play right there.
And what a shot. Just what a rib lefty there.
He outran two Ducks defenders, just split them, outran him, opened up the lane, and put everything into that shot and beat Snyder with it. A really good-looking play. That's fun ball to watch. 8-3 the score. Michigan State on top of Oregon. And you know what? You got to give the Ducks credit still. It's not as if they're a deficient team, but Osterneck already has a hat trick here today. And you can tell that he's just one of those key cogs offensively and, as you said, as a defensive outlet.
Yeah, he's doing everything. And like when you have a star player, you always want your star player to be willing to kind of do the yeoman's work of going in and getting ground balls, getting your nose dirty. It's exactly what he's done. He's done everything. It's been face-off ground balls. It's been rides. Here again, a nice ride by Osterneck. It's been clearing. Doesn't matter what it is. He's all over the field.
Osterneck now. Osterneck's thrown around a little bit there.
Something to watch. Osterneck, he did have a hurt shoulder earlier in the season, so you want to make sure that he doesn't get hurt there. Too banged up. He's shaking it off a little bit. It's an AC joint injury. It looks like that's one of those things that it'll heal and never really get better. You'll play with it hurt for the rest of the season anyway.
And he's going to have this ball on the restart whistle. We tick down to about 2:50 left here in this second quarter of action. 8-3 game. Michigan State on top of the Oregon Ducks. It's round one of Division I ball here in the MCLA National Championships. Fun one so far. Worked around the perimeter. It feels like a closer game than an 8-3.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's just me.
No, it certainly is. Michigan State's taking advantage of all their opportunities. So we've had a couple of Oregon opportunities. We're like, but just barely missed. We haven't really said that too much about Michigan State. When they get their good opportunities, they're burying them.
Now here's another run of it. Pass comes to that far side. Michigan State trying to open up a lane in the high slot area and a chance to do it. Man ducks his left shoulder, couldn't get free. Works it to X instead. Passes around, open set again for the Spartans. And eventually it's worked up to the stick of Nick Bowman. Bowman, looking on, has just 120 seconds to work with here. And ticking down now. The Michigan State Spartans are
barking as dogs.
Yeah, here they come. And a jump shot stopped by Snyder.
That angle's too low to be able to stick that one. Nice ride.
Great effort there defensively. Ball comes right back to the possession of Bowman and company. Gets it up to Osterneck. Near side now he finds Brown. Brown tries to duck through. Shot and a goal. Sorry, that's Blake Turner. Turner had an opposite there.
Turner, like you just see Michigan State, you can't stop these guys with one guy. They're just too big, and you see they'll take that pressure from somebody that's pushing him. They'll just lean into it and keep driving towards the cage. It's not going to slow him down. That's what makes him so hard to stop is you have to send two guys to help here. And if you have Osterneck on the other side of the field drawing your two guys, it's tough to have them on the other side of the field as well. So good team effort there by Michigan State to get the goal, and again, they bury their good chances.
What you're saying is they just need to get like 3 extra guys.
That's right. If you could have an extra guy on the field, field at all times, that would be incredibly helpful against Michigan State.
You can't, and it remains 9-3. That was a goal from Blake Turner, and it was a good-looking one as well. Again, it's that depth that you have. Osterneck has another one, and it's like you were saying, he helps out in every facet of the game. Opportunity, Osterneck has it once more. He'll pull up, had an opportunity to shoot, but does not. Worked around the perimeter once more. Fresh attacking middies off for Michigan State. But when you have that capability where you can just intermix and you have such depth like Michigan State does, it just creates these opportunities for anyone who has the ball, because then your team has to slide out defensively and double team multiple players.
That's right, and it's a really hard thing to do as a defense. To be able to slide to multiple guys in the same set, you've got to be moving fluidly as a defense. You've got to be able to get back and recover and move. So it just takes a whole coordination of 6 guys to be able to pull that off. There's not many teams that can do that at any level, and especially at the MCLA, that's something where if you can consistently take advantage of that on offense, you're going to continue to have opportunities. Doesn't matter who you're playing against.
Half a minute left here in the first half of play. 9-3 lead for Michigan State over the Oregon Ducks.
Shot clock goes on here. It's not really going to make a difference. We've got 23 seconds left, so it's basically the shot clock will take us to the end of the half.
It's going to be Osterneck on that far side who's going to take this one and cradle away as he's marked up on by Matt Peter. Peter's had a good game in of himself. I mean, tough to match up. It really is, but he's been effective offensively as well.
That's right.
So he's doing a good job at both ends.
2 seconds here on the restart.
It's not a lot of time to work with. We'll see if Michigan State can get anything. They fire one, intercepted. Oregon will turn it, fire it down.
I don't think the clock ever started.
It didn't, but that brings us to the end here of the first 30 minutes of play. Score from Field 5 is 9-3. Michigan State on top of Oregon. We'll be back with more after this. For Jordan Harris, I'm Vladen Chase, and this is the 2018 MCLA National Championships from Salt Lake City.
Founded in 2009, Lacrosse Talk Radio has the most live and up-to-date coverage of the fastest sport on 2 feet. Whether you're listening to one of our over 200 live youth, high school, collegiate, or professional game broadcasts, or our regional specialty shows, Lacrosse Talk Radio gives you access and insight to your favorite teams and players. Visit us at lacrossetalkradio.com for our broadcast schedules in the Rocky Mountain, Tri-State, and Mid-Atlantic regions. Lacrosse Talk Radio, the official voice of the MCLA.
My name is Pat Young. I started my college career at University of Maryland, Baltimore County, and finished up at University of Maryland, College Park. I currently play for the Ohio Machine. This is the Under Armour Banshee. It's the mid-level lacrosse cleat. What I like about it is it's got a low cleat feel, but with the protection of a mid to high cleat. I'm usually a guy who likes to protect my ankles, but I don't like to lose the mobility and feel like I'm wearing a heavy cleat. UA Banshee, untouchable, unstoppable.
I'm Eric Law. I went to the University of Denver and I played professional lacrosse for the Denver Outlaws. This is the UA Command 2.0. I really like the new design of the thinner scoop at the top to help with ground balls, and the same thing in the back with the flare to help with ground balls as well. The pocket, it forms just a nice, easy pocket right in the middle. I also love how light it is. We've been in the sun all day. It still doesn't get that soupy, bendy feeling. Also, what I really like the new addition of is the side rail pockets for the shooters, which doesn't go right in there, which I think is a brilliant design.
I'm Greg Renlian, known as Greg Beast. I played for the New York Lizards. I just retired from the MLL, and I face off for Team USA. An elite level face-off man looks for a couple different things. The first thing is the pinch points of the head, the flex points, how it wraps around the ball. The second thing you look for is the scoop. Is it rigid enough and can it help you get an extra couple ground balls? The third thing is you want durability. You don't want to have to go buy a new head every few games, so this head basically encompasses all three of those. The Face-Off Academy put Command X's heads and their prototypes through the grinder. They lasted throughout the entire grind. They flexed exactly how we wanted them to. So not only were they pliable, not only were they durable, but they were also used in a lot of different facets. So it came out with a pretty good rating. The UA Command X. Dive under, take over.
My name is Pat Young. I started my college career at University of Maryland, Baltimore County and finished up at University of Maryland College Park. I currently play for the Ohio Machine. The shaft is the Meso, and obviously when you look at it, it's got a really sleek look to it. Black on black, it's pretty smooth. Feel it, it's not too rigid, got a little bit of a grit to it. It's very durable, but it's pretty light. It's got a little bit of a flex to it, so it puts a little bit more on your shot. UA Meso Composite, balanced, battle tested.
Life is about moments. If you fight, I fight. If I fight, we fight.
You be there and watch what I do when the bell rings.
Do you have that real look in your eye that when you look at yourself in the mirror, you can ask yourself this question: did I give everything I got? Did I lay it all on the line? Or am I cheating myself?
What you say, Quaid?
See ya!
Right at it. Oh! He's done it again!
So whatever you're gonna do, claim it. Leave your mark on this world.
Founded in 2009, Lacrosse Talk Radio has the most live and up-to-date coverage of the fastest sport on 2 feet. Whether you're listening to one of our over 200 live youth, high school, collegiate, or professional game broadcasts, or our regional specialty shows, Lacrosse Talk Radio gives you access and insight to your favorite teams and players. Visit us at lacrossetalkradio.com for our broadcast schedules in the Rocky Mountain, Tri-State, and Mid-Atlantic regions. Lacrosse Talk Radio, the official voice of the MCLA.
My name is Pat Young. I started my college career at University of Maryland, Baltimore County and finished up at University of Maryland College Park. I currently play for the Ohio Machine. This is the Under Armour Banshee. It's the mid-level lacrosse cleat. What I like about it is it's got a low cleat feel, but with the protection of a mid to high cleat. I'm usually a guy who likes to protect my ankles, but I don't like to lose the mobility and feel like I'm wearing a heavy cleat. UA Banshee, untouchable, unstoppable.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for the start of second half action. This is the 2018 MCLA National Championship Tournament, as we are here the foothills of the Rockies, I guess. I've never called it that from the West End, but we're here in Salt Lake City, and it is just majestic views. But more so than that, it's round one of this 2018 National Championships Division I matchup today from Michigan State and Oregon. Michigan on top, 9-3. I should say Michigan State because I don't want any Michigan fans to be upset at me. Yeah,
you can't just say Michigan.
All I know is Detroit Red Wings are from there, and it's just,
Yeah, and as two Colorado boys, no love for the Red Wings.
Not at all. I'm wearing an Avs polo as we speak. We're underway, though, with second half action. The Michigan State Spartans with a commanding 9-3 lead. However, I'm joined by Jordan Harris, Vlad and Chase here. It hasn't necessarily been that big of a spread. It's more so that they've just capitalized on their opportunities where Oregon has had some empty possessions.
Yeah, and the opportunities probably tilt Michigan State's way right now. They'd still be in the lead, but it'd be a lot closer game if Oregon was able to capitalize at the same rate that Michigan State is. And a lot of that is credit to Michigan State for being a very good team with some great finishers. But Oregon has had their opportunities.
They absolutely have. Ball's going to be worked up by Michigan State. The Spartans do have this first possession, and a nice job dipping the shoulder there from Blake Turner. Turner shoots, stick checked in the process.
Nice little trail check there to throw the shot off.
And it will release prematurely. Turner will want it back, but it'll be Spartans' ball again as they are able to back it up. He gets it. Turner, far side now, right to the stick there of Jay Warren. Warren's going to make a run, plants the right foot, cuts left, makes a pass off to Turner. He's at a tight angle, shoots it off the side of the goal frame, goes out of bounds. Chased down again, however, by Brett Brown. And Braun now. Braun? One of the two, Braun. Going to pass it in, and it will be taken by Warren. Along now to Blake Turner, and Turner just keeps it going along with an open set here for this Spartans offense. Osterneck will take it now. He's already got 3 goals on the day. And you can see he's one of those guys, Jordan, you said earlier, that has the NCAA D1 body.
Yeah, and talent. And he'll create a lot for him. And one of the things you like about Michigan State's offense, they may get a shot clock here again. They've already gotten 2 on the day. But they are just extremely patient at getting the right looks. And here they've got an invert set look. So 2 short sticks behind. They'll be able to create some space behind and usually look to feed out of this.
Pass back door is a beauty, and what a goal.
Yeah,
you just got to love those ones that are those nice passing plays. Nick Bowman on the receiving end of it didn't have to do a whole lot except raise that stick and tuck it home.
Yeah, and one of the things that happens when you get that short stick on short stick matchup behind the cage, a lot of times teams are going to have to slide early. They can go into an invert zone. There's a lot of different ways you can play it, but they almost all include trying to get out to the Dodger at X quick. And when that happens, it opens up space for them. So you see a lot of times guys dodge on that invert set. They're going to look to feed just like what you saw here, that backside pipe. It opens up quite a bit. So that's a very consistent, drawn-up, planned play from Michigan State.
Face-off going to be taken by Steffens. This time there's a new man doing battle with him here for Oregon. Can't see the number on it. We'll get it when it turns, and it looks as though that is Tyson Johnson. Johnson pushed it forward.
Yeah, if we have a Michigan State fan out there, they can tweet us at VV Lacrosse. Let us know if it's Stevens or Steffens.
Worked around, and it will be gathered in by the Ducks. So it's going to be a possession here for the Oregon Ducks.
You can also tweet hashtag UO versus MSU. We'll also see that there. So if you have any comments of the game, you want to let us know where you're watching from, tweet us at that hashtag, and we'll read you out on air.
Worked around the box. That's what Jordan is here for,
I love
helping
Twitter.
me out.
I love Twitter.
Here's Oregon with an offensive set of their own, first of its kind for this second half of action as we tick down to the last 12-15 of third quarter play. And a nice job on an individual run here from Dylan Alpha, but he's eventually going to be taken down to the ground and lose possession of the ball, taken by Michigan State. Spartans are out the other way. And here it is again. They're going to pass this one back. I love to see that. It just seems to be successful. You said it's one of those that you're not going to have the fast break, but you're going to have more consistency, and that's exactly the type of game that the Spartans team plays, is a consistent game. And as I'm saying that, there's a little bit of a fast break just because of a speed man on that outside.
But a high percentage shot. It's the type of shot where if it's not going in, it's not going to get saved. He ends up putting it high, and that backup is just the same as if you'd pass it around the outside. This is high probability stuff for Michigan State. They're not taking a lot of low probability risk where they're behind the back shots or anything like that. Like, they're just consistently executing at the stuff they do well, whether that's transition, clearing. They're a consistency team. That would be the word I would give these guys.
Absolutely agree with you on that one. We tick down to the last 11:20 of play here in third quarter action. Osterneck with it again, near side GLE. Passed up top now. Blake Turner has it. Continues it along. Finds the stick of Bowman. Bowman has the latest goal. It's a 10-3 game. Michigan State on top 10-3. We'll fix that scoreboard in just a second for you. That was my apologies on that. I clicked the wrong button. But we're third quarter action here. And the Spartans are looking to extend the lead even further here. Another offensive set shot. Oh, and that one didn't miss by much. I like to see that as well. They have attacked from that inverted set a number of times like you spoke on. This time they take the shot, and that just kind of keeps that Oregon Ducks team on their heels because they can't just slide out and cover the back door.
And after you take that shot, it also staves off the shot clock for a little bit longer, so it lets you be even more patient because you've gotten a shot off here. So just all part of their offense, and you can see that just nothing flashy. They're going to continue to move the ball around the outside, dodge, redodge, and get good shots.
That one.
Probably not your best shot, the high-to-high sidearm shot, not the highest percentage shot, but it came after almost 2 minutes of possession, and then you complement it with a nice ride.
That turns into another possession for the Spartans. They work it from the far side. This is Pistner. Pistner gives it up top to Bowman, and Bowman will just slow it down as subs come on, fresh troops off the bench. Warren will take a little bit of a breather. It's fed into Newman. Nate Newman calling his name for the first time this afternoon. And now you can really see the depth of it, and this is just going to be what we see in the first two rounds, really.
Yeah.
You want to make sure when you're in a position such as 10-3 that you're giving your bench enough play time, and you don't want to get anyone hurt early on.
Yeah, you're playing for your Michigan State. You're a 3 seed. You're here to play on Saturday. You're not here to just win Monday. So you've got to take, like, from a coaching staff standpoint, you want to take that into account. You want to start running bodies early in these games. You don't want to wait until just the last shift. Save your legs because if you're up 10-3, you're feeling pretty confident that you're going to be playing tomorrow. So you want to make sure you have the legs when you're getting ready to play against the winner of Virginia Tech and Boston College.
That's the next one up, and we will have the call on that as well. It's going to be a great matchup. That's 7 versus 10. And those are always fun. I mean, those are just battles. Flag flies here, so it is on the ground, and we get a whistle. Looks though it's going to be man-up play coming up here from Field 5. Just under 9 minutes to go. 10-3 the score. Looks as though a pushing penalty called against Michigan State, so possession for Oregon. Haven't seen a whole lot of we haven't been looking to our right a whole lot. That's what I'm really going
you're right about that. And that was kind of in our blind spot there a little bit, but this has been the start of this half has really come out kind of how a lot of this game has been Michigan State possessing, and Oregon, a well-timed man up for Oregon. They needed it.
They absolutely do. They need to get something from it as well. At this point in the game, you can't just come up with empty possessions. Chance for the Ducks. Shot and a big save. What a stop there. Getting in the way fearlessly was Boland. And just like that, they do get a shot off.
Yep, and a good shot. It's an okay shot.
Yeah.
It's an okay shot. When you man up, you're hoping to get a really great shot. You want to hold for something a little bit better. And again, you see Osterneck here coming out. The guy's just all over the field, and what a pass.
Opens up a lane shot. What a stop by Snyder.
Great stop by Snyder, but man, Osterneck.
Oh.
He drew a flag there, so it's going to be a flag on Oregon hitting. Looks like they hit a guy while he was on the ground.
Yeah, he just got absolutely bull rushed there. Snyder dove out to make a play at that and cover that ball up, and I thought he had. And I believe that the defensive player just took exception to him still battling hard through that. You know, as a coach, I've coached hockey before. Those guys take liberty at your goalies, man. That's the one time I will say take a penalty on that. You know?
And that's kind of like a hockey mentality of like if they touch your goalie, you take them out. They give you a lot more leeway in hockey than they do in lacrosse.
Yes.
In lacrosse, when you make that same play, it's almost always going to be called a penalty. Whereas in hockey, they kind of let it slide a little bit.
So here's the question then. As a coaching staff, are you upset at that?
I mean, on air, yes.
Yeah.
Like off air, no.
That's a fair way of saying it. So, illegal body check on that, and it does put Michigan State as man up. Opportunity, and Osterneck hits the post. Sorry, I got excited about that.
That was a good shot. We had a perfect view of it here.
Now it's going to be picked up. Clearing attempt intercepted, but misplay at the ball there.
Just dribbles out, and so you'll get to see Michigan State right here. They're going to sell on some fresh legs here. Put some pressure right here. You've got the man up in the right, so that gives you some liberties to pressure.
Snyder's going to just take this one out himself. Good ride there from Michigan State. What an effort put on by Samuel Robbins.
Yeah,
and he's still not giving up on it.
And good wrap check. But good patience from Snyder to find the right outlet, but it's not going to pay off here as Michigan State's able to continue riding and get that ball back. They're just relentless all over the field. Nothing flashy, just relentless.
But Oregon did do an excellent job killing that one off, and they released their man. So it remains 10-3, full strength now here from Field 5. We take down to under 7 minutes to go in this third quarter of play. Osterneck shot and a goal. He goes top cheddar. And that was a sharp shot.
Osterneck is fired up.
And deservedly so, 11-3. It's funny how intoxicating that can be.
Yeah, that's and so if you're Oregon, you got to start thinking about other options. You can't let Osterneck just ruin your game plan, but you also can't give him too much pressure because Michigan State has so many good players. If this were a team where it was only Osterneck that was scoring goals, yeah, maybe you go ahead and you lock him off, or you take one of your short sticks and you say, hey, you're going to cover him the entire game, and we're not even going to let him get the ball. But if you do that against Michigan State, they've got so many other weapons that they're going to take advantage of them.
Well, it seems almost that the reverse is actually what's been happening. They've tried to play so much on everyone else because of X, Y, or Z, and that's actually opened up Osterneck on some of these chances.
Especially in transition, he's just always open, and it feels like he's always open in transition. And not because they're not covering him, because he never stops moving. He's flying all over the field.
So Michigan State with another face-off win, and that translates to more offense. I haven't seen a lot of Spartans offense, only 11 goals so far to Oregon's 3. Spartans once more finding the ball in their possession here as they're going to find the stick immediately of Warren, who's just off the bench. Work through Osterneck down to X, far side GLE now. They just play around the perimeter on another open set. They do have one roamer, that's Nick Bowman, who's kind of in that slot area. And it's going to be taken towards the near side by Warren, down to Osterneck at GLE now.
One of the things they do well is they'll rotate their guys in and out of there, so you see Bowman will pop. So they're not going to keep the same guy. They're going to be motioning quite a bit on their offensive set.
That is one of those things that you seem to notice is the success of offenses often can be off-the-ball movement.
Yeah, it's all about that off-ball movement. You want to make sure that whenever you have somebody dodging, the rest of your team's moving, making it hard for the defense to pick who's going to slide, and even more importantly, pick who's going to recover to help on that slide. Anytime you send a double team, you got to have your defense ready to help with a second slide. And when the offense is moving, that makes it very hard to know where to go. And so, unless you're a team with elite communication, it's going to create some holes in the defense.
Here's Michigan State. Warren opportunity, bounce shot, big save. Snyder, rebound gathered in. Snyder continues to really have a solid game, even though they've put up 11 on him right now. It's been a team deflation shot, and what a play from Oregon.
2 poles leading the break. I mean, both of them just that's great stick work from your poles to be able to not only run the fast break, but then to create the escape opportunity and draw. I think this is going to stick. This is going to be an illegal body check after the whistle. So there's a potential that this is going to be a man up for, well, I think it will be a man up for Oregon. Potentially they're going to be able to get the ball back as well on the face-off. So they're going to call a cross check. And they're going to call 2 minutes unreleasable. So this is a potential big swing here for Oregon. They're going to be man up for 2 minutes, and no matter how many times they score, this penalty is not going to release.
The big thing here is that right now,
and it looks like they're going to make him face off, which is an advantage for Michigan State here a little bit.
5:29 left. The big thing that couples up with that, Jordan, is that they need to connect. They can't just build. Right now they're down.
They got to put a run together. They got to put a run together.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a beautiful goal, though. I think it was Barrett Poe who actually ended up tucking it home on that back post. But it was just a really good-looking play all the way around.
Yeah, and you could see it here that late hit created a little bit of chirping between the benches. I don't think there's any love lost between these two teams. They may be meeting for the first time, but they are certainly no fans of each other.
Oh, man, Steffens had an unbelievable face-off win and then just...
Looks like his stick bent dramatically on that face-off, so he couldn't quite get the ball to settle in. When he went to throw it, just slipped out. Yeah, he's running to the bench here. You can see his stick's like almost at a 90-degree angle there.
That's pretty wild to watch. And he went to make that play and just kind of lost it. And he will go get a new stick here. Now it's going to be taken by Oregon, so they do have, off that fortuitous little misplay, they get possession on the unreleased ball. They're going to be working on the man up, and it's worked around. Great active stick defensively from Michigan State. That one forces it towards the midfield line. It was off of a defender, so there was no over and back. Passed up the field. Good active stick at the other side for Oregon, but it's tipped.
Gonna have to keep it in.
Snyder,
nice job by Snyder.
Great job, as you said, Jordan. That was just individual hustle there and the will to keep this alive. Here comes Oregon. Back the other way. But you can see, I mean, Michigan didn't even push numbers up right there. They realized where they're at. They wanted to make sure that they're set defensively. So when Oregon came back,
man down.
Yeah, when they came back, all five were already back there. Didn't even press up.
So they conceded. They said, hey, we're not going to ride here. We're going to get back, get set for our man down, because they're still man down for about another minute, and it's locked in. And Oregon still hasn't had a shot, or I guess a great opportunity on this man up.
Chance for the Ducks to try and switch that around. An opportunity for Bailey. Rips one low to low. Tried to skip it, but a good save there from the Spartans, and a 10-man ride. Bodies collide on the far side of the field.
They're going to call an interference. They're going to say the goalie got there. It looks like he got there a little too early, so they're going to give the ball back to the Spartans on that throw. And you know, against a good goalie, when you shoot low to low, they kind of read that low shot. They get down early. You really want to change planes. You want to skip that ball. You don't want it to go low to low, kind of like a worm burner when you're going against a good goalie, because they'll eat that up. And exactly what you saw there.
He tried to. I think he tried to put it off the grass a little.
Just didn't skip,
but it didn't go very high, so not enough on it. We come back to full strength now. 11-4. Your score here with just about 3:15 left.
It's a big penalty kill for Michigan State, not give up a goal here.
And really not a prime opportunity. That was, as you said, one of those easier saves that a goalie can make. Now a chance for the Spartans to have some offense again. It's an opportunity that's fired just wide from the stick of Jay Warren. And Osterneck will be the man who backs up and takes this one in. You
know, if I'm Michigan State, I want to see more dodging and passing before the shot. I don't want to see one guy take it. And here they'll prove me wrong. But the success so far this game has been using all six guys to create offense, not just using one guy.
And here's a chance, a shot off the post. What an opportunity there.
He's going to back up his own shot. Backs up his own shot. It's a good hustle to recognize not only you get the shot, but then to recognize that it's coming off the pipe toward you and turning out and getting the backup for the shot.
Blake Turner, the man who maintains possession here for these Spartans in green uniforms. Ducks are in their black.
I like these uniforms.
But I like both of them, yeah.
Yeah, they're both good uniforms.
Sharp.
Kind of old school football look, very Big Ten.
Yeah, yep. But they're nice. 11-4 the score here. Michigan State on top, the number 3 seed, on top of this number 14 Oregon Ducks squad.
I'm not sure you'd see the football team wear these helmets with the fade.
No. But that's quite all right. You got to have a little bit of that unique flavor to it. They're the Lax Bros.
And we got another shot clock here for Michigan State. So they got 30 seconds to get a shot on cage.
Pass comes far side. Opportunity. Shot stopped by Snyder.
Again, you see the shot clock kind of forcing them to take a shot that maybe they wouldn't take otherwise. It kind of puts a little bit of pressure on you as an offense to say, okay, we got to get a shot. You sometimes end up settling for shots that maybe aren't prime.
So you're going to have to explain, is that just a judgment call on the officials?
Yeah, kind of. There's some guidance about what it is, but basically if an offense is not taking the opportunity to dodge over extended period of time, the officials have a judgment call to say, you're going to put a shot clock on. Usually they'll try and give you a warning, let you know that it's going to be coming soon. But it's pretty obvious when it happens. It's when an offense is moving the ball around and just has no intention to even dodge or shoot. But yeah, up to the referee's discretion, but they usually do a pretty good job of calling it right.
65 seconds remains here in third quarter action. Oregon really needs a goal here before this quarter's out. They need to give themselves a little confidence offensively. Oh, that shot went right off of the dome of that defensive player.
And Michigan State backs it up.
Wow.
Good hustle.
Checking for a concussion or what's going on? Andrew Clay just, yeah, you could hear that thing. It was just like,
doink.
Boom. A heavy shot. That's the thing, man.
They've got these Warrior helmets.
Lacrosse players.
They've got these Warrior helmets. They good advertising for them. And we're just going to get a shot against a 10-man. I don't think this one's going to go.
Oh, my. Osterneck almost got there, though.
You see Osterneck flying around again, but that's a high-arcing, slow shot. That's one the goalie can get back to no matter where he is in the 10-man ride.
Now it's going to be Oregon with an opportunity at the last shot here of this third quarter with 30 seconds on the clock. It's going to be worked around 11-4 score. Michigan State on top of the Ducks. And a chance for Oregon, but good pressing and nice slides from that defensive set for the boys in green. 15 seconds remaining here. 11-4 score still. Oregon does chase it down before the midfield line. Opportunity, they're going to try and find Cade Bailey. He's looking to spin away from pressure. 5 seconds on the clock. Now Bailey with a pass through the crease. Little crease infraction. Violation, pardon. 3 seconds to go, and Michigan State is.
It's all good.
It's pretty much just going to be for the whistle and the stats, because that'll bring us to the end.
If we got this clock started. Michigan State not thrilled about the clock not running. Tough to blame him.
11-4 the score, and Michigan State Spartans will head to the break. Only 3 goals, a pretty quiet third quarter of play there. Obviously, if you're the Spartans, you don't necessarily need any more goals. You're up 11-4, but the Ducks, they desperately do.
Well, and if you're Michigan State, now the time is starting to think about tomorrow. You're going to turn around and play a game in about 24 hours against a potentially higher seed. You're up 11-4. Obviously, you have to put this game away, so you can't make wholesale changes that would potentially jeopardize your game. But you're starting to think, okay, who should we be subbing in? Whose legs should we be saving? And most importantly, who should we make sure doesn't get hurt? And you got to think Osterneck is high on that list after coming off of an injury here. That at some point here in the fourth quarter, he's going to see a little bit of limited time to save him for tomorrow.
We're going to step away for a quick break. Be back with the fourth quarter of action. Or should we? Let's just hold on. I suppose we can just hold on to it here since we're already here.
Looks like we will pronounce Osterneck correctly. Got the Twitter correction. It's Osterneck, not Osterneck. So we appreciate that, Heather.
Appreciate you looking out. Osterneck.
Yeah, we got a few people out here tweeting out on our hashtag. We appreciate it, guys. So shout out to Noah, Heather, Christopher, Colby. Thank you guys all for watching. Thanks for tuning in, for tweeting. If you have any questions you'd like us to address on the game, feel free to tweet at us, and we'd be happy to answer them.
The nice thing is you have, a relatively green lacrosse guy in myself, so I'll ask a lot of the questions you may have.
That's right.
It's a beautiful thing.
It's a good combination.
15 minutes up on the clock, and we're just about ready for the fourth and final quarter here from field number 5. Michigan State Spartans taking on the Oregon Ducks. Michigan State looking like they're on their way to potentially the second round of action. You never want to, call the game before its final horn. But
7 goals is certainly not insurmountable, but the game's going to have to change dramatically for it to swing the other way.
Well, when you look at it, it's 7 goals when Oregon's only scored 4. So.
Right. So you've got to more than double, probably now you got to double your output.
Unbelievable shot there. It's a goal from Ian Genord, who is actually a long pole midi.
And Genord has had a good game all over the field for the Spartans today. He gets his first goal of the day, but he's kind of been one of those guys that's been disruptive in the faceoff. He's been active on defense, so it's nice to see long poles. As a former defenseman, I always like to see long poles rewarded with a goal.
Absolutely. And you love to see him rip it, too, because sometimes they'll be a little hesitant. They'll pull off somewhat if they're trying to attack.
Long sticks spend an disproportionate amount of time shooting in practice compared to what they actually shoot in games. So you get your chance, you better bury it.
Opportunity to another face-off here. We'll see if the Oregon Ducks can find some offense. And it all starts with the draw. But what an effort there yet again from the Spartans. However, a great second effort from the Ducks, and they earn themselves another chance at possession here. Good job here from Oregon. We'll see if their offense.
Nice check. There he is again. Genord, he's having a great game all over the field, similar to Osterneck on offense. You can see Genord is kind of all over, doing things in transition, making plays there, making plays in the face-off, and making some awesome defensive plays as well.
Looks like his chirp game strong as well as it came.
That's right.
It came off of the field. So possession here for the Spartans now.
You earn the right to chirp a little bit when you have a nice check like that.
Absolutely. A minute into this last quarter of play, 12-4 the score here from our field. Lots of cheering going on right now.
Yeah, we got so Cal, our number 13 seed in the tournament, looks like they're mounting an upset here against Colorado. We were talking before the game. We kind of both pointed to that one as a potential upset this afternoon.
They drew CU drew a tough, or had a tough draw.
Sure.
Getting Cal because they were injured early on, like you were kind of mentioning, and got healthy at the right time.
Yeah, so Cal hasn't. If Cal wins, this will be their first top 25 win of the year, but that doesn't accurately reflect how good this Cal team is. They fought a ton of injuries early on when they played the bulk of their ranked schedule, so they ended up not being able to win any of those games, but they're back healthy, and clearly they're a good team, up 10-5 here in the third quarter on the field behind us.
13-10 left and ticking down on our field. Spartans are on top in a big way, looking like they're going to just keep going. 12-4 the score. Right now, Spartans on top of the Oregon Ducks. And at this point in the game, it's the same thing for those who make the tournament and those who don't. For the most part, teams that are in should be here.
Yeah, I agree. I think the selection committee got it almost entirely right. There's only one or two places you could even debate, but for the most part, they got it right. And Michigan State, I think, should be a 3 seed. I think they probably have the talent to be a top 2 seed, but based on results, they're in the right spot. And so I don't think anybody has a strong argument for why they were placed where they're undeserving, let's say.
Well, to that same point, you got to say that, hey, Oregon has had a great game when you kept pointing to that, but they weren't capitalizing. This game's where it's supposed to be, too, I suppose.
Yep, I think you're right.
12-4 the score. Spartans coming out. We're going to try and find some quick. Here's a fast break pass to Osterneck. Oh, and it was just in and out of his pocket. He's going to pursue, however. He picks up the ground ball, then gets stick checked. That was a nice one from the long pole D-man. Never gave up on the play, and Osterneck still, though, able to get the pass off. And at times, it has been men against boys there.
Yeah, when you're a coach, you always talk about get that ground ball and get it out of your stick quickly, move that ball, and Osterneck did exactly that. I mean, it wasn't even in his stick for half a second before it was gone to the next guy. It's good fundamental lacrosse.
Here we are with a 12-4 game, 11:40 to go in this fourth and final quarter. Opportunity,
good trail check.
Shot.
It still picks it up.
Wow.
I mean, so you see Oregon, they get the trail check on Pissner.
Pissner, yep.
Pissner, I believe is how it's pronounced.
Pissner, yep.
And they're able to get the trail check, get that ball out, but he picks it back up in the next cradle. He's able to bury that shot. So even Oregon right now, even the good plays are ending up with goals for Michigan State. It's a mark of a good team if you're Michigan State.
13-4. We've got more action coming your way after this. I think, who we got here?
We have Boston College versus number 6 Virginia Tech versus number 11 Boston College. So you have the SELC-AQ versus the PCLL-AQ.
So some exciting lacrosse to come, and then the winner of that, of course, will play the winner of this game here. Pending a drastic shift that looks as though it's going to be the Spartans. Ball work to that far side, chase down, nice little jump play to keep that alive. And that is Matt Peter. He's having himself a good game. He's been quiet at times, and sometimes you would like to see him defensively make a few
Gonna be a flag
plays,
here.
but
a little too aggressive for Michigan State. That's going to be a slash. But yeah, you're right. And the face-off game, like when you look at the end stats, it's going to look like it was heavily tilted towards Michigan State, but I don't think that tells the full story of it.
Definitely just the better unit overall. It's going to be worked by Oregon. They've got a free possession right now. A chance, a shot. That one hopped just wide.
And we talked about Bailey and some of these other guys before looking like they're D1 type players. Bailey actually was a D1 player. He played for the Bryant Bulldogs before transferring out to Oregon. So when we talk about there being a lot of D1 talent in the MCLA, there's plenty of examples of it.
So man takes a knee here. Andrew Clay will feel shame. Go to box and then be released. Worked around. Oregon has this. They're on the man-up play here. Field 5. Chance near side. No shooting lane. Pass worked around. That's a high-to-high shot there from the side stick like you were talking about. And Not a tough one, but good job getting there and chasing down.
Sidearm shots are always so fun to shoot, but they don't work as well. And there's Bailey. Wow, that's a low to high. So that's a change of planes. You see Bailey's stick almost sweep the ground there, and he ends up shooting it right offside the hip of Michigan State there. That's a great placement on the shot. And Bailey is for real. If he could get more shots, you man down, you get that opportunity to choose your shooter a little bit more. But Donovan has kind of been blanketing him all day, not giving him any looks in the 6-on-6 offense.
Bailey, though, still has fought through and has a hat trick. That's one of those where individual accolades are nice, but as a team, you're looking at the scoreboard and you're down by 8.
You'd like the win for sure.
Off the face-off, pushed forward, and a nice job kicking it along as well.
It's going to be a hold on Oregon.
Good call on that. You can see man was tied up. Ducks are going to, again, lose this possession as Michigan State will have it. Spartans to take this in. It looks as though it's going to be restarted by Nate Newman. Newman just immediately dishes one off. And Oregon's back on their heels. 10:24 left here in the game. 13-5 your score. Ball worked to the near side. Passed up top. And again, it's going to be taken by Mason Meyer. He gives a pass off. Is an option as a return feed, and eventually it's going to work his way. Meyer going to try and chase it down, and at the sideline, what an effort there from Meyer. And then an absolute monster of a hit.
I don't know. I'm a defenseman at heart, so I lean on not liking those calls, but that one looked like it was a clean shoulder to the chest. But if you're the refs, I can see the value in keeping this game a little bit calm there. But that great effort on the ground ball on the sideline led to the opportunity to get that ball back in the ride there. So they're going to call it to the head. I think that it's going to be so they're going to lock it in for 2 minutes. So Oregon is going to be man up without a possibility for release for 2 minutes here. So this is their second 2-minute unreleasable penalty. The first time the Ducks had it, they didn't even get a great shot off. So you're
Samantha's hoping for a win for for Michigan State. She gets ice cream if Michigan State wins.
Jeez. Mom better get their ice cream ready.
Loving it. Here's an opportunity, a shot. What a ripper there.
And if you're man up for 2 minutes with the non-releasable penalty, the best thing you can do is score right away. So now you've got almost a minute and 55 seconds. That took barely any time off the clock. You've got a minute and 55 seconds of unreleasable penalty time here to continue to try and make it. But in order to take advantage of that, you've got to be able to win a face-off here. You should have the extra man. So if you tie it up to a 50-50 ground ball, you should have an extra man here.
That and momentum. I mean, you've got to score 2 more goals at least.
That's right. You need to take advantage here. You want to get back in this game, you need it to be, 7 or 8 coming out of this penalty.
That's a pretty tall order because this is a very strong Michigan State squad that we are seeing. And that's taking nothing away from Oregon because, again, they've played a really solid game.
They've got a tough matchup here. And there's a reason Michigan State is the number 3 team in the country. It's not by accident that these guys have won every game except for one this year.
And you earn that. You earn that throughout the season, and that's why you get to earn the right to play teams like Oregon who have maybe had a mediocre year.
That's right. Dropped out of the top 25 early on. Still a good team.
So 9:55 left. Opportunity. Bailey had a shooting lane, didn't take it. Surprised to see that. He's actually looking like he wanted to slow things down somewhat. 13-6 your score. Extra man for the boys in black. Worked around the perimeter once more.
So Oregon's taking a really long time to get set up here. All this time is precious, and it took them forever to get through their subs. Almost a full 15 seconds of that man up went to them just subbing to get their guys on.
Pass back door, shot, goal.
Great look.
Holy cow. You got to love that.
That's a great look from Mayers. He finds that skip lane, and you can see Michigan State was still kind of adjusting as Oregon was subbing in. They're going to take a timeout here, but a great feed, great find, and that's 2 goals on this man-up opportunity now. If you can get one more, you're going to feel real good about things if you can get one more here.
Pretty sure I heard that releases at that 8:24 mark.
Right, so they got a full minute left in the penalty.
It's a pretty big one. All of a sudden you start to say, well, Lawton said if they scored at least 2 more and they've got one of those 2,
that's going to feel a lot different.
Close. 13-7 sounds a little better than 13-5 here. Oregon's still down, however. We'll see if they can come back, Timeout has been taken. We'll take a quick break as well and be back with more action here in the fourth quarter. This is first round action from Salt Lake City in the 2018 MCLA National Championship Tournament. Face-off coming up. It's a big one to be taken by Paul Wells, the long stick midi, who's been in there contending a lot of these face-offs since Hunter Steffens has had such a solid start to this one. Steffens, though, lost that great effort from Paul Wells, and it's going to be another possession for Oregon. They're going to try to push it up, and a fast break opportunity. Shot was a little bit of a mid to high shot.
Yeah, and they're pushing here. You can see they've still got this man-up opportunity for a little while longer.
9:13 left here in the game. 13-7 the score.
I think you're going to see Michigan State lock off Bailey here. So number 44 for Michigan State, he's just going to lock him off, not let him be part of the offense. He's going to force Oregon to play a 5-on-4 set here.
It's worked around the perimeter to the near side corner. Shot and a goal.
There it is. There it is. We said get to 8, right? We said get to 8 on the man down. That's 3 goals on the 2-minute non-releasable, and they still have time.
Nick Gilbert makes this a 13-8 game with 8:58 left, and all of a sudden, that's 4 consecutive power play goals. One of them not on the unreleasable. 3 of them were inside of it. 4 consecutive for Oregon.
And you can see Michigan State's trying to mix it up to get some different looks, some different matchups. That time they locked off Bailey. It didn't work. You can see them continue to try and rotate things here. But playing man down for 2 minutes is a lot, but credit to the Oregon faceoff unit to be able to continue to get that ball back in this man down opportunity.
All of a sudden, a little bit of doubt creeping in potentially for this Michigan State
squad. That's the face-off you need.
Wow, what a draw there from Steffens.
And a good flick to get that ball up and out.
It's going to be worked away, but an errant pass.
Osterneck will gather it.
Wow. Osterneck is able to chase it down. 8:44 left, so about 20 seconds of man-up time to kill off. And Oregon's not pushing out right now. Interesting to see that. They're still got man-up for 10 seconds. And they didn't push out. That's a little tough to see. I mean, again, you'd want to double team at that point, would you not, to try and get ball back?
You got to do a couple things here to be aggressive. You can't sit back and let Michigan State have the tempo. So you got this opportunity here with the man up. You got to take some chances, including those double teams.
8:13 left, full strength now with a 13-8 game. Oregon successful. That was an unbelievably successful power play, I'd say. I mean, 3 goals.
You can't ask for anything better than 3 goals. You know, and we got one more correction in. It is Oster Inc. So Longo Inc. at the end, not Nick. We apologize.
We're on it with his name,
Oh,
man.
my gosh.
Oster Inc.
And it's not like we haven't called it enough today.
You're right. All over the place. 7:49 left here in this game. 13-8 score. Michigan State on top. Ball is going to be worked around an open set right now, as this is Nick Bowman. You know what, though? I've learned that the fastest way to learn is to be wrong once, because someone out there is listening. And
that's right. They say the fastest way to find the right answer on the internet is propose the wrong answer.
Exactly. It's worked around. This is Bowman again, top of the circle, near side. Finds Turner. Turner walks down this near side of the box and gets it right back on a give-and-go play from Pissner.
And if you're Michigan State here, what you want to do is get back to what made you successful early in the game. You want to have a long, methodic possession here. You don't want to give up an early clear. The way Oregon has gotten back into this game is by having the penalties and tempo. Penalties and tempo. So if you can slow the game back down and get to what you do well, you're going to start to feel good about things again. And here's that shot clock. Low-to-low shot goes wide, so since it doesn't hit the cage, the shot clock will stay on. Probably another 28 seconds before the shot clock will expire. It barely went on before that shot, so you don't need to force it. 28 seconds is still a little bit of time. You don't need to force an early shot that's going to, be a turnover, but you do have to be a little bit more pressing in your offense. And here's the invert set that we saw earlier.
Meyer had it, and the pass comes out front. Shot just misses. Rebound opportunity.
Oh, what a save.
Stop from Snyder.
What a save. You couldn't ask for a better play there. Man, they got the exact look they wanted, one-on-one with the goalie, and Schneider is up to the task. He gets a stick up there, not only makes a save, but gets the ball as well. Huge save.
Oregon, though, tried to turn it the other direction. Ball's up in the air, comes down, and is gathered up by a Spartan player.
And Oregon's got to start taking advantage of these opportunities here, that they're getting the ball down after that huge save. You got to come away with at least a shot.
Turns into an Osterneck opportunity. Passes one. Stopped again by Snyder.
Snyder, that's 2 in a row of just incredible saves. But Snyder's playing out of his mind.
Hanging on to the ball, like you said, as well.
This is it. You've got to get the ball to your offense. You've got to settle and be able to play some offense. You can't let Snyder go to waste. He's making huge saves, and you can see a little bit of chirping here. We mentioned it earlier, no love lost between these teams.
What a fun game this has developed into. 13-8 your score. Restart whistle comes as the Spartans.
You talked about this a little bit earlier. You know, who's your go-to guy? You've got an offense that's really well spread out, but it's that time of the game when you kind of need a combo breaker a little bit. You need something that's going to break up this Oregon run. Do you go back to Osterneck?
Absolutely.
Yeah. You got it. You got it. You got it, right? You got to put the ball in his stick here.
And he's got it right now, working out of X.
Question mark, and nice feed coming out of that question mark. Usually see that as a shot.
He's going to just turn off it, though. Gets passed down into X. And now working it out front. Opportunity here. And a shot.
It's that sidearm
off the mark.
That's that sidearms goes high to high. Those are going to miss more often than not.
Now an inbound play. In and out of the pocket of a Michigan player.
You didn't see where the ball dropped. And it looks like he needed a little bit.
But he is able to regather. Nice job there from Blake Turner. Tries to get a shooting lane. Bulls over a man. Turner then passes one. Shot and goal. That's huge.
And that's exactly how Michigan State had their success in the first half. They were being bigger than the Oregon defense. They were kind of running over them. They were using their size to their advantage to be able to create those opportunities. You see it again there. And the refs are calming everybody down a little bit here. I think you got a little bit of chirping on the field as to be expected at the national tournament. But using their size to create the opportunities, that's what this Michigan State team does well. They got back to it, stretched the lead back out.
That's a real big goal after 4 unanswered power play tallies from the Oregon Ducks. Now it's 14-8 and 6. That was okay.
We're getting pronunciation corrections here from Twitter. We appreciate it. It's actually Brown, not Braun, so we apologize on that one.
Under 5 minutes to go, Michigan State on top, and it's good to get those because we're going to
they're going to get a flag here. It's going to be a slash on Oregon. So good face-off win for Michigan State.
Looks as though a slash there against Bailey. He'll take a knee here. And we will have man-up play for the Michigan State squad.
Yeah, and for nothing else, you have a minute man up. If you're Michigan State, the worst case scenario, quote unquote, here for you if you do your job is you burn a minute off the clock. You get a chance where Oregon can't really press, they can't double team for a full minute, and when you're up by 6 goals in the fourth quarter, that minute, we talked about this before, it's worth as much as a goal.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite sayings, man. And we'll see what happens here. 14-8 the score, so it really does put them on the heels. And Snyder, you can see he's trying to activate out of the crease. The pass almost got away from the man Nick Bowman over there. Now it's going to be Pistner who gives it down low near sideline again. And Michigan State going to work. Great cycling, and again, off of those dodges, you're seeing a lot of movement off the ball as well. And that just opened up opportunities throughout the whole game so far.
And you can see they're not taking any risks. They're not trying to force a pass. They're really content to just get a good possession here, maybe take a couple shots from the outside, but nothing overly risky that's going to cost them that time in the clock. You know, when you're man up or you're man up on offense, you actually can't get a shot clock either, so that kind of keeps you from getting that shot clock to speed it up for a full minute. You really want to milk that time.
Pass back to Osterneck, shot and a goal.
Osterneck, and there was 3 seconds left on the penalty, so that's best case scenario in that penalty. You burn the minute and you come away with the goal. Osterneck is putting on a show here today.
Absolutely, 15-8 now the score. Osterneck with his, let's see if my math does me right, 2, 3, 4, 5 goals on the day.
And that like as impressive as that is, that's not as impressive as his contribution to the game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's been, again, he draws, and that's what's opened up a number of goals.
He's in clearing, he's in face-offs, he's just everywhere.
Absolutely is, and that's the impact that you need And it's great, and this is what we've had conversations on throughout this whole first round is how are teams going to fare going down the stretch? Teams that do want to stick around for the week, not just the day.
That's right.
And they need someone. You need a depth like they have, but also that guy you can go to.
Yeah, and I think that's the perfect combination. You want to have the depth that can help carry you early in games, but you want a guy that you can turn and lean on when the game comes down to the wire.
Osterneck dishes one off, back
Beautiful
post play, shot. What a stop from Snyder!
Snyder's playing out of his mind. I mean, it's not reflecting on the scoreboard how well Snyder is playing.
Ball's going to be worked around 15-8 the score. 3.5 minutes left in this game. Do we have an update on what the other scores are right now?
Yeah, we got a few of them here. We got California. Cal is up 11-7 on Colorado in the fourth quarter. Chapman's up 12-5 on Indiana, so they've run away here in the second half. And I think Utah looks like they're up 17-6 over Texas A&M in the fourth quarter.
So that's going on around us. Here it's 15-8. It got pretty close. Drew to all the way within 13-8 at one point, but 2 unanswered now for Michigan State. Looks as though a little bit of a slash there. Flag flies.
Yeah, it's one of those ones the first time they don't make the call, it's kind of the primer. So it doesn't matter what you do on the next slash, they're going to give it a call. And there's a second flag. So Oregon is getting a little bit undisciplined here in the last couple minutes. You might be sensing that their season's going to be coming to an end. And a little bit of the discipline slipping out the window here.
Just getting upset. You can see blood starting to boil over a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit of that frustration coming out. And this is where, if you're Michigan State, you have aspirations to play an entire week of lacrosse here. You want to be here Saturday night. You want to make sure you come out of this game without anybody getting hurt. You want to take. So we got the 2 penalties. We got a 2 1-minute penalties here. So there's going to be an interference and a 1-minute slash. So they're going to be 2 men down for 30 seconds, an additional man down for another minute. But like I said, at Michigan State, you want to make sure you're healthy tomorrow. At this point, this game is essentially decided. Michigan State's going to win this game. Now you want to make sure that you're ready to go for tomorrow in your game. So no injuries, that's the big key.
Still do see Osterneck out there and some of those big-name players here for the Spartans.
Maybe, yeah, you got your man-up unit. You'll let him get through here. Man-up's kind of one of those times where it's a little bit less intense. And say, wow, and he just caught that shot.
Unbelievable.
that was awesome.
Here comes Oregon.
So, Peter, nice catch on the shot there,
and
playing goalie.
Not giving up on it. Pass, shot. Oh, and Bailey got a little fancy on that one.
Yeah, nice cut. Bailey does a nice job there in those transition sets of cutting in front of the net and opening himself up. That time he couldn't stick the behind-the-back shot, but it actually opened up a pretty good angle if he could have gotten it.
2 minutes left in the game, 15-8 the score. Long outlet feed. Finds the stick there of Pissner, and Pissner is just going to gain the box here for Michigan State and slow it down. No rush at all here from these boys.
Your man up here for another 30-ish seconds, so there's no hurry from you. Oregon can't really pressure until they get their extra guy out. So we got about 5 seconds left in the penalty, and then you'll see Oregon go into some sort of pressure defense.
Push comes up, and they're going to release that right down the middle.
You'll see Michigan State keep an extra pull on the field. There's no reason to take them off here. You want to stop any transition set. Don't give up any quick goals. Just this is kind of your hands team. This is the kneel down, run the clock out type set. It's a little bit tougher than taking a knee in football.
Yeah, we've got 75 seconds left and ticking down. 15-8 the lead. Long, lofty pass. Finds Osterneck. He's deep in his own, and it looks like the shot clock is on again here for Michigan State.
So Michigan State can take this down to about 35 seconds left on the clock. They'll still probably be aggressive. And we talked about this before. It's not just about today. Now you want to take momentum into tomorrow. So you want to make sure you finish strong and finish playing Spartan lacrosse according to them. You want to make sure you have that good feeling, that good vibe going into tomorrow, feeling like you're playing your best lacrosse.
And there's a shot from Osterneck.
That was just a highlight reel. That's just a highlight reel. If I'm Michigan State, I get him off the field here. Takes a little bit of a bow, comes up here around the goalie's left-hand side, keeps it in his right hand, throws that backhand shot, sticks it. And 16-8, can't really call it the nail in the coffin. Seems like the nail may have come earlier, but it may be an exclamation point on the game.
That's a little salt in the wound.
That's right, yeah. Again, yeah.
I mean, it's the fine balance, because when you start going toe-to-toe with
a team with nothing left to lose.
I mean, yeah, and they get upset, then you're going to feel okay scoring a sixth goal on the day.
That's right.
16-8. They've doubled them up again. 3 unanswered from this Michigan State team after the 4 from Oregon on the man up. What just a great finish. I mean, that's exactly like you were saying. That's exactly what you want to do as Michigan State. That's going to they're going to roll into tomorrow.
Yeah, you want to have that feeling coming out of the fourth quarter. You don't want to feel like you slumped. You don't want to feel like, hey, we played good for that first half and then we held on. You want to feel like, yeah, we are humming, we're clicking on all cylinders here, and now we're ready to go for the quarterfinals game tomorrow.
It really feels as though that's what they'll likely find themselves doing here tonight. Getting excited about their whole game here today.
Yeah, and it was really a complete game. I mean, goalie played well, defense played well, face-off unit played well, offense played well. That's what you need. That's what you need to win here at the national tournament. You need to have all your units clicking together. It can't be an offense-only show or defense only. It takes everybody. Michigan State had that today.
Got to say, though, underdog performer of the day, Snyder.
Yeah, Snyder had a great game. I mean, you'll see 16 goals on the board, and you won't think much of the goalie, but I don't think he could play any better than he played. The shots they scored, they had great opportunities, and he stood up to a lot of shots that probably would have gone in against the lesser goalie. He did a really great job.
Absolutely. We'll be back with our final game coverage of the afternoon and into the evening. It's going to be BC against Virginia Tech, if I'm not mistaken. We are here from the 2018 MCLA National Championships in Salt Lake City.
I'm Eric Law. I went to the University of Denver and I played professional lacrosse for the Denver Outlaws. This is the UA Command 2.